Hey, good evening, good people. Welcome to the Coffee Talk with the Grandpa
and Miss Adiang. Welcome to the show where we are about good vibes and inshallah. So stay tuned.
Awesome. Last week you had a great conversation with you and people loved you.
The response was immense. Like, It was nice. It was wonderful. And we got so much feedback about the show and that last episode especially. Yeah.
And what I loved, viewer, we need to discuss about this point that I said about polygamy.
Yeah,
I'm a big champion.
That one needs a whole episode. We are not going to eat up on this one, but we are going to have a whole episode to talk about that one because your topic very heavy.
It's very heavy. And also, I love the fact that people appreciated there is a new breath into the show. And also, you guys went to Gatanga Girls.
Yeah, we were at Gatanga Girls yesterday. It was, I'm very tired, but it was a nice experience. The girls were awesome. The reception was awesome. And you know, fans pale, hapa na pale, they're like, oh my God, the Coffee Talk, where is the grandpa? Where is the grandpa? You Tutakuja.
Yeah, but to Gatanga Girls, thank you for listening to our show. From us to you, Manze, we appreciate because it's us, it's your generation and our generation to find solutions to this troubled world. Speaking about that, let's go straight to the topic of the day. Did you know, by the way, Miss Adiang, Kenya ndio tu kwenye people die on the seats. Do you know that?
Yeah, not Kenya, Africa. Africa as a continent, we really have that problem where leaders do not. They don't step. Death will take them out of that seat. They do not step. Be it a minister, be it a president,
why
prime
do you
minister.
think so?
Honestly, it's. Well, I'll start with home. You know, in Kenya, let's just say leaders are so used to. Wako na ile thrill. I'll do something bad. I will. Do you know how many leaders have cases in courts, files, big files, and not one, but they are like. We are not sitachukuliwa hatua when I'm still in this seat. So they fight.
Can buy their way to power.
And then it's about their lifestyle they live. You know, they have to fund that lifestyle. Leadership should be about serving the people, but for them it's about serving their pockets and, you know, making the pocket heavier and bigger.
Sometimes I read, the Christians tell us that all is vanity. Ukienda pale kwa hoteli, you drink the best wine, have the best food, wear the best clothes. At the end of the day, kuna kitu misadiani likai hivi, and I have not slept. Likai hivi nikalala nikajiuliza, have you ever thought the time that you are sleeping, you lock the world, you are literally dead?
Death hapo.
No, you
don't even know what's happening around you. But I don't know if we are the ones who sleep like that, like dead people, because I'm like the what do we call it? The nobles, the political class. They are so keen on getting that money that, you know, you'll find that there's an MP in parliament who's gone for maybe 5 terms because I don't really, does not have a time limit like the presidency, you see. So they can go for terms. You are wondering, you are there for so long. Why don't you leave it? What haven't you gotten that you're still going for? And it's not that they're serving the people. That's the problem. No.
They're serving their...
Yeah, it's not them. The pockets.
Speaking about the time limit, did you know that US President President Joe Biden did step down from his campaign? This is because of his health, age, and also we are speaking about...
he wanted fresh leadership
leadership in US.
Yeah. I guess it's not only Joe Biden. It's actually notable that so many presidents, especially in the Western world, will step down when the pressure is too much. For example, there is Boris Johnson. He just stepped down because of a scandal.
Yeah.
There was a party. You remember during COVID, health officials talked about no gatherings. Msiende sherehe. Just calm down. Itaisha. Tulieni for this period. But he was spotted in a party. and in a gathering. And as a prime minister, it is so demeaning that your people are at home during lockdown and you are out having. So it was very scandalous for him, and he stepped down from office.
Do you think it's a matter of principle, or is the office they carry that has that weight? The
office is heavy, you see. And also, it's a matter of, I wouldn't say personal principles, because some of these leaders have shown us that they do not have that. They lack in that. I guess it's the pressure that comes with that office. A lot of these areas value democracy to the book. You cannot go outside the constitution. There's a saying that the constitution, nobody is above the constitution. But I guess maybe in Africa, our constitution is not that hard pressed. Because if a prime minister can step down because of a scandal, or like in New Zealand, the leader, Jacinda, she alirudi from re-election. She, like Joe Biden, she was like, okay, there's a lot of pressure in this office, and I'm feeling like let somebody else come also.
But also I think if you look at it from that angle, if you look at some of the notable people here, they are scandalous, Where? Unasikia, by the way, I think also us as also Kenyans tuko na shida. Nikisikia just wewe ni mwizi.
Sasa hapo ndio I become, it's like a magnet. I become attached to you, like uko na pesa, maybe ni ofisadi, kwani who is not corrupt, kwani there's one of the MPs who was elected during the so-called supremo battles between TNA and then deputy president. And do you know ati kwa nini alikuwa elected? Tell me, shock me.
Ni mtoto wa single mother. I was like, it's only that this nimejua Katanga girls you're watching. Otherwise, I'll have said, the you get it?
Yeah, I guess.
Why would I want to put you there? Because you are saying,
it's about sympathy. They sell their. You talk about branding a lot. They take it to the literal form. You see, wako like, if I come with a story, I'm a single mother. I am from a single mother, or I'm an orphan. You see, sympathy votes zinakuwa mingi, zinajazana.
No, let me ask you, Jess. Now, are you here because of your mind, or you're here because of you're a woman?
Mind or woman?
Yes.
I'm here because my mind.
Of your mind.
I'm intellectual.
So don't you think it would be an abuse? These politicians, to me, this is nonsensical, by the way. Because kama uko hapa just because of your mind, why would I want to elect someone in a position of power because
of a story?
You're a son or a daughter of a single mother? Doesn't make sense.
It's actually very bad that we are not taking these people into office because of the merit they have. Merit is very important. I look at your papers, the authenticity of these papers, but that is something we do not have here. You see, even vetting is more of, inakuwa, so the election body is just like, pesa inaongea.
Hold on. Did you see the president? Sometimes you think about Kenya, and to me I say this is where the Satan comes to cook his stuff and goes bed, and also has his bed here. The president in some few years ago was saying, hey, jama fulani anauza madawa ya kulevya, sijui nini. Then the same guy has appointed the same guy he was hitting in the cabinet.
I always tell myself that politics is like, scripting. And the scripters are very good at their job. They know how to, because it's usually the same narrative. When we are ready for elections, you find that maybe the president and his deputy start having some some shida kidogo. When coincidentally when we are nearing elections, and then they just suddenly part ways, and then this one is standing for his own gain, and another one is endorsing another person. So it's like, are we really, do these leaders actually know what leadership is, or to them it's a game? And the sad part is that the common mwananchi is the one who comes down and suffers, because you have to buy bread at an unimaginable price.
I was thinking this way. You can't tell me that right now, someone like the president doesn't have time to do whatever he was doing akiwa juu ya gari. You look at the way he was promising people. To me, I will have resigned. And I'm not joining the Gen Z in their song of him resigning. I just feel like the way you're saying, they promise too much.
Yes.
They play with our psychology. Na when you say ama scripters, wanakanga tu mahali
they're very good at their job.
Kenyans. Because imagine at this day and age that we are not conversing anything. Tunacheza tu na presidential debate huko juu. Sasa ati Gachagua na Ruto wasikizani, sijui Gachagwa's men were found to be fundraising for, or they were funding the Gen Z. You wonder, what are these politicians? How do you carry us?
It's a game of numbers, and also playing with emotions. You know, but they come with some very beautiful fabricated.
There's this guy called Kasmuel. There's something Kasmuel is trying to drive, and I wish people cannot look at his suits, his ties, his dress code, his English. Let's listen to what he's saying. Kasmuel is simply saying, you bloody politicians, we put you in a position of power. Do what is ought to be done.
The problem is that they are, even right now, we are still seeing people on top of cars talking about, oh, huyo nanisi anaongea hata hashughuliki, yeye ajui venye. You see, they are not over the campaign phase yet. They are still campaigning for God knows what. They are already in the seat. Come on now, work. You're already
Let's turn the tables. We as the people, do we also fuel this nonsense?
Psychology calls it enabling behavior.
Oh.
They come, like, you'll find that an MCA will come, atajenga barabara nusu. And then during the next, nearing the election, he'll be like, munichague tena so that nimalize hii project. And I don't know if we are just, I do not understand what goes on in the voters' mind when they listen to these people. Because amekuwa hapo miaka 5, he's not finished the road, and you think that he will come and finish it and start another project yenye unafaa umemaliza na miaka 5. You're not supposed to be asking the voter to give you another 5 years to finish that project. It's something that should be done so that when I'm on the queue, I know that I'm voting you for your merit. Ulijenga barabara, ulijenga hospitali, wamama wako sawa in your area. You see, that is what it should be, but unfortunately it's not.
There is something I find also very stupid in our politics. Why would an MCA or an MP put a billboard with their photos that they've done that road? It's our money.
The kitu huwa inanishangaza is that they are not even the ones who build it's the bodies that are in charge of transport nini.
That's why they
road build the roads. They just take credit for something that has happened during their tenure.
There is something I said I'll never do. Ati MCA mepatia na basari, I'm there. No, I do not clap for them.
Applauding fish.
I do not.
For swimming.
Did you see that MCA, like, was it Uhuru's regime? That Jama ameweka mambao across the river and he's going there to cut it at the river.
For shame.
There is another idiot. Alienda kufungua choo. What are we teaching our generation? Let's go for a break, come back, and you know what? I hope Kenyans get angry.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Welcome back. You know what? Over the break, we had a very heated discussion with the crew and us. And why I'm saying Kenyans need to get angry is because we have in the watchdog.
Inaitwa selective amnesia. Tunakaa hivi tunasema ile kile alifanya mimi naenda sahau, si amefanya kitu ingine mzuri, amefunikia ile. Sasa si tusahau tu hiyo mambo yaishe. It's like being in an abusive relationship. Uko hapa na mtu anakupiga lakini one day he brings you roses and chocolate and you're like, but he said he's sorry. He's sorry.
And I love the way our director of photography, that is Mr. Elias, has given us a very good thinking as perspective, and we shall take it from there. And this is what he said. We have a short memory. How did he put it? Right now, we are arguing about presidential the debate
impeachment.
Of Gachagua. For God's sake, we know presidency is one unit. So if Gachagua is going, Ruto should go.
The problem is that
constitutionally,
when we are voting for Mr. President, and the running mate is a choice the deputy comes with.
Yeah, but it's a package.
It's a package. So if one person is going home,
all of them go.
In fact, the whole regime should go because home. If the president is being impeached, means that he's from cabinet to parliamentarians, everybody has failed.
Yes.
Ndio ufike mali wewe unakuwa impeached as a president, head of state. It means that all the other persons under you, they are failed in their duties because they are the ones who give you the advice. Yes. So they are failed in their duties, meaning they also have to go.
They have to go. Now, beyond that, this is what Elias has told us. Nani nakumbuka story ya Alex Masai? No. Story ya Kware. It is done.
And the funny thing is that all the cops, till date, it's been, I guess, it's inagonga 2 months since the protest started. Rex was the first person to be shot down. But the guy did it. The cameras are there to prove it. Witnesses, but I guess intimidation really works because witnesses in his case, they've pulled back their statements. So you're wondering, how are these families going to get justice?
And I love the way every time when these politicians, and I'm sorry politicians, I just don't love you.
Unasema sorry ya nini? In Nganga's word. Unasema sorry ya nini?
I do not love them. Kwa sababu kuna venye ubeba watu ufala. Ile time yenye wanataka kufanya kitu kibaya, they say, Kenya has a very progressive constitution in Africa.
At Kenya, Kenya is better off than many African states.
But look here. I saw people celebrating that the IG has resigned. I was like, what are you guys saying?
And the funny thing, he resigned I was in the newsroom and I was literally let me just say 1 hour before the discovery of these quarry bodies. The discovery had already happened on the internet. Twitter was blowing up. People were there on site, but it was not on mainstream.
Okay.
So the IG Ali resigned before this thing was on mainstream, before we confirmed that it's real. So I was seated there. You know, intelligence gets to them really quickly. So he was like, I will not be held accountable for this. Plus, I guess the pressure was mounting for him and also the president, because it's the IG that gives orders to the police too. So it was mounting. Since the president hataki kuonekana mbaya sana, he was like, you know, you should resign. I think you should go.
And the quarry story is dead.
Dead. The suspect was like, I was coerced.
Very nice.
And
all right.
Let
me ride on your story.
Where is it on mainstream? Nowhere.
Let me ride on your story. Who was the Minister of Transport during Uhuru's times? James Macharia. So, all those millions that were used to make JKA, you want to tell me that this guy is working scot-free after seeing the shoddy job that was done? This is an international airport, for God's sake.
They're all connecting flights come to JKIA. From Johannesburg, South Africa, JKIA.
Yeah.
From where in Zimbabwe, JKIA. They connect from there to Ethiopia. But did you see the videos that were coming out during the rains?
Aye.
It is raining more than that house that is in some place in...
So as the people were hitting Kipchumba, I was like, it's not Kipchumba's business. But today Kipchumba akakuja kutuenjoy na mambo ya stima.
Kila mtu anafanya.
Kenya, there is a problem.
Yeah, there is.
Kuna shida kubwa na si ya nguo.
The problem is that the Kenyans themselves, the leaders, every other person is, I don't know if they're afraid to take accountability or they just feel
my
like
honest view,
they are not.
My honest view, Jess. Honestly, me every time there is a scandal that is brought on TV, ni ya kukupigisha raundi. But huku chini ya maji, as our director said, there is something that is playing huku chini. Yeah. There are people who are doing things because why would an international airport lack? Not even, tuachane hata sasa na serikali. There is a page called Wanderlust on Facebook. Enda tu uandike ka story about you've missed a flight, ama flight imechelewa. There are two companies that are notorious. Notorious. I can remember there was a time I was flying from Mombasa to Nairobi. So I was connecting from Mombasa, Nairobi, then I get to Nairobi, I go to Ngong. I knew, unajua kulipa kwao ni chap chap. Tumefika hapo, 7:30 we are supposed to leave. Nadra. Nothing. They cannot even come and apologize.
Unasema apologizing and stima inapotea. JKIA, where you are wondering how is JKIA not having a backup power system? Stima itapotea the whole country. You know you're dealing with the international, your delegates use this airport. But for some reason, uko ndio mali stima inapotea. And it takes hours before they actually...
Just, with all our not good learning, with our not big titles, let's think security of this nation. So JKA mezima stima. What if that's the time a terrorist wants to do something? They've seen a loophole somewhere. Whenever it rains, there's a blackout. Do these people who manage this thing see beyond the narrative a corporation or someone else to drive in? Because I'm sure if it's only that I'll say by God's grace we are alive, but if Kenya was in a country like Middle East, we would be
swept off the map.
Swept off. Because kukinyesha tunasikia say I don't know, a monkey has touched, I don't know what. Sijui what grid has fallen. Sijui there's too many.
Let us not even go up. The leadership in this country is wanting. Because for as long as I can remember, I've been hearing people talking about, fix the drainages in Nairobi. Because there was a time a guy was swept by rains from sijui ni South B ama ni South C hadi JKIA. Kababaka nataka alienda na maji, alikuja na maji.
But again, I ask you, Jess, when we come to that, there is Nairobi governor. People knew he's an actual student in Nairobi University. After years of speaking good Kizungu, being the chairman of
polished English,
polished, he's this brilliant guy. You go to some village and bring Teams University. Makosa ni yake. One day I would like to have Moshina. And by the way, you should bring Moshina here.
You'll have a sit down to break
the end of this month, you are going to have a sit down. Because neza taka kujua, shida ni sisi, ama ni nini?
Let me tell you. Shida ni kila mtu. See, I think the constitution is also, it's very powerful, but also, I remember hearing that it also has a lot of loopholes. Politicians go behind these loopholes because and also the judicial system is failing us. I feel like every other time we hear about a corrupt leader, minister, MP, MCA, you name it. You should be behind bars. Si ati kesi yako inasikizwa after 10 years when you've already been in another office. You've taken other offices, you've done the nini, you've worked with the government, and your case is pending in the courts.
Let me ask
you. It's slow justice that is really pinching us.
As a Gen Z now, you've known this guy has controversial papers. What goes through your mind, honestly speaking?
What goes through my mind is that I'm like, hey, so niko more qualified than this guy. with my KCSE certificate, I can be where he is. You see, when these papers come up, when you hear that, sijui nani akona forged nini, nani akona forged papers, nani akona nini, you are like, I'm working for nothing. And we'll be back with more of this because we're taking a short break and we are coming back with more heated arguments and more heated conversations. Stay tuned.
Je, wewe ni mfanyabiashara katika sekta ya elimu, afya bora, usafiri ama unamiliki kampuni yoyote ile? Ungependa kupata fursa ya kutangaza biashara yako ili kuwafikia wateja zaidi? Usikonde. Runinga ya Younib inakupa fursa ya kupeperusha matangazo kuhusu bidhaa na huduma unazotoa kwa bei nafuu. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari za simu 0750344700 ama kupitia barua pepe marketing@younibtv.com. Jinyakulie leo. Younib TV, ever the best.
Action. Welcome back to the Coffee Talk. And you know what? I would like to digress kidogo. There's a way your ladies say you'd rather get married to a bad boy than being married to a good man. What's your take on it?
That is something. But I'd say that is something that inakufascinate when you're growing up. Right now, if I was asked nikiwa mdogo, what what would you want? I'd say I just want somebody who loves me, nini, anga nini. Yes, I still want that, but for my head, money was not an issue. But then again, you come and see how people suffer. And it's, you know, pesa ndio haiko, people are suffering, unapata homes zinakuwa broken because watoto waendi shule, hawana pesa ya fee. So kwa akili yangu niko like, this cannot be what I was wanting when I was a kid. You see, right now I want somebody who is secure financially and emotionally. Me pia nikuwe financially secure so that we don't bring kids into this world na wateseke.
Now let's go with your thinking. No, we are so passionate talking about you. How come we compromise our values and what we stand for and our future? You've said something very nice, that it's about our future. Why is it that ikifika pale we have recycling of leaders in Kenya? Like if you look at the list of the new cabinet, Joho had a good 10 years
in Mombasa.
And having that, I'm well traveled, I'll say that. If you leave Kenya, go to the beaches around, in other cities. They are beautiful. Beautiful. The roads are good. The hotels, yani ukiingia unasema, my friends, Kenya tulikosea wapi. If you look like Oparanya had a great opportunity. I do not even understand why people are given bursaries, for example. Let's say if, let me use like where I come from. Let's say there are around like 6 or 7 public primary school and 1 public high school. I don't think that Easy Primary School, let's say there are 6, I give them 5 million. Per year, that's around 30 million. I would tell me the transformational change that will be in that school.
Grandpa, if I tell you I know what is going on in our leadership and in our ministries, in our the whole executive, I'd be lying. Because I do not understand why. A lot of times, I want to tell myself that public schools, especially the day schools, you do not need fee to go to school.
True.
Yet, there are so many kids back at home who do not have, they can't go to school because unaambiwa, hakuna fee. So you're wondering, if the government was working for a better future for these kids, why is it that so many kids are on the streets? And also, I'm just shocked that we cannot, I fail to, because so many people are learned in Kenya. I mean, Kenya is one of the most learned countries in Africa, population-wise. So I'm wondering, how do you recycle leaders who've already been, not even leaders, politicians? That's the problem. If I'm in politics, I need to stick to politics. True. I need to stick into banter with my fellow politicians in parliament. If my term yangu inaisha, my space ya kukua governor, MP, MCA inaisha, I should be able to just, do the honorable thing, the notable thing, go back home. But then you realize that Mr. President still appoints the yani politicians bado. So, okay, like, you want to tell me there are no professionals who can be in there? Somebody who is in the transport ministry, mwenye amesomea hiyo na maybe anajua venye inaenda, an engineer, somebody who knows the works. When I'm talking about the agricultural sector, I need somebody who understands farming and agriculture and imports and exports of agricultural produce. You see,
how they think.
When I'm talking about gender, I need a person who's talked about and has studied gender.
Sociology or something close to that.
Sports, I need somebody mwenye anajua what gear.
Sometimes you
can find that a person utapata amechaguliwa cannot tell you the difference between maybe a tennis game and a badminton game. Kenyans need somebody who is learned in that specific field. Unaingia kwa field kama unajua. Even if hata ukiamshwa katikati ya usiku ulizwe hapa na hapa kuna venye nini, you click right on. That is what ndio tukwe tuna avoid this unnecessary. There are so many people who are working in these ministries who do nothing. Ghost workers, and they are there, and there's no accountability.
I think you're soft. They've already stolen, for God's sake. What are they coming back to do?
Nyuma is that some of them have cases that are even beyond corruption. Some of them have continuing murder cases. You know, the fact that you've taken somebody's life and you're still being
I love the
office.
fact that when you say there is a leader who slapped another leader
in parliament, and then he said that nyuso yake ilikuja, mimi sikumfuata na kofi, mimi nilishtukia tu mkono yangu na uso yake zilikutana zikapatana na ikatoa sauti.
No.
You know, that is the form of that is the level of unseriousness we have as a country. We do not know where to base our seriousness, and we are playing with leadership that is going shida ni, I do not know if we realize that if this continues in a few years, the difference between this country and the countries that you mnadhaningi ni third world sana to Kenya, you think they're unprogressive, we will be them. They will be us. We will
Actually,
be together.
No. I think we are together.
We are already together.
We are together. The only thing that I think we are blessed, we are aggressive.
Yeah, the problem is that, as I say aggressive, the thing that helps us as Kenyans is that people are learned. Mtu atakaa hivi na constitution, utamwamsha katikati ya usiku, atakukotea this clause says this under this.
Yes,
Somebody knows the Bill of Rights. You know, that is very important. Chapter 4 is very important because Bill of Rights iko na kila kitu yenye wewe kama mwananchi unafaa uwe unajua. Even if you are in the face of being arrested unconstitutionally, you can say that this is an unconstitutional arrest.
You know why I'm saying so? You know why I'm saying so? I happened to travel to Egypt, a place called Sharm el-Sheikh. And so what has happened in this place, tumeshikana vijana. And these guys, I love the way they work. They do not operate in the morning. So unapata, so we love maybe these t-shirts. So unajua mahali unaweza source? Yes. Me, I have a shop. This guy has this guy has this. They come together, na wanaanzia kuprint like I am Nairobi. And they come sell to you. And what I was being told, in that area, the taxes are a bit low for them to wajikimu. Then unapata kuna wase wengine, they let's call it like the county, wameachilia like the Nairobi River. Do you have anything to do with water? Do you have a boat? Go there, make money.
You know, in countries like you, I feel like they're given the opportunity to explore their resources.
But
what
now,
they have here, they create something.
Do you think, genuinely speaking, we are aware there's a book that is titled Money, Sex and Power? Because I tend to think whenever we have these leaders on board, and I'm not saying that sex is bad. It is very good. I advocate for it. I advocate for polygamy and all that kind of shenanigans. But do this at the backside. For example, there was this time that the president said that so and so was my girlfriend, right? And I'm not saying it's bad to employ your girlfriends. In fact, I champion for that. But how will someone who's really competitive than their so-called girlfriend, the way you're saying, I'm sure if this chick, we took her to the field, ude makochini, you get? There's a girl who has planted her all her life. Amekatukwa. Yani hata anaweza kuambia hii mti ina growing at this speed. There are people who are that smart. How will that girl feel? They'll feel because of your sexual relationship,
your closeness with this person. You're ready to put everything on the line because
for them.
Are
you getting where we are going in this conversation?
Yeah.
And I love the way you've put it. We have taken our institutions to so much, that we can call it a rat race kind of thing, penye nikikwambia jua just now, can we cut a deal? If you cannot cut a deal, weka. But also, let's even say we are encouraging corruption. Let's say we are encouraging it. If I'm supposed to give you money for this, so upandisha hata na pesa kidogo tu, but deliver it.
Well, unasema nini? Juzi I was watching and governors are audited when by the Senate, and I guess Kajwang is the chairman for that committee. So niko hapo, kuna mtu alikuja boldly na akasema ati kulikuwa na typing error. You know what typing error cost them? You mean you do not have a person in that office who will go through your documents, make sure they're in check. Typing error iliwa cost more than 100 million. Ati walikuwa wanafaa quote. Unaona ni kama ati nilikuwa nafanya quote 10 million but nikaeka 100. Hiyo pesa imeenda na they cannot account for it.
Two different worlds.
So I am like, are you really that comfortable?
I think I think it's Kajwang also on TikTok. He was asking this guy, you mean there are sodas that cost $1 million?
Nani? Abdiguyo.
Like, you mean there's a soda that costs...
It was 10 million, I guess.
It was in millions. I don't know.
It was in millions.
I was like, wait a minute. Ni soda gani hizo? Kwani anakunywa soda?
Mimi na imagine, hata kama ni soda inatoshana aje. Kababa, millions. You really mean that taxpayers' money do not mean anything to you?
It doesn't.
It does not. Okay, how do you even sleep at night when you're, most of them.
How we sleep?
Not us. Us we sleep like
you say, I want to answer you.
Politicians sleep like.
I want to answer you how they sleep.
Yo, tender inakuja. You know, the sad thing
Number
is that
one,
tenders zinapeanwa kwa watu hata they know nothing about your tender.
Let me answer you how we sleep.
Hebu niambie.
Number one, a gun on this side, tucked in, and another one on a drawer. You must have a police there. 15 dogs, CCTV, and if a cat makes any noise,
everybody is up and about.
First dialer, OCS, OCPD, everybody. That's how we sleep.
I just want to pose a question to them. Do you feel comfortable sleeping in that man? I mean, the common mwananchi will sleep, hata maji itampeleka na hata jua. But you, something little will shake your world, will make you move places because you're playing with money that's not even yours. You're playing with money that should be, inafaa inapeleka mtoto fulani shule, but you, because you as are studying abroad, you do not feel the, is it that we do not feel the pinch, or is it that we as Kenyans are enabling these leaders to do what they want with our, for the longest time we do not hold these people accountable. And I just want to reiterate that this Gen Z protest it was not my movement, it was not my age mates movement. It was a movement that was brought up, I guess ilikuwa corrupted, but it was a movement that was brought up to call these leaders and wawalete accountability straight to your doors.
True.
Because I feel like if there would have, Gen Z protests would have gotten the support that they had in the beginning. No fire, we are not in a battlefield. If they'd gotten the support they needed, I guess the protests would have changed Kenya's face. We would have not seen this reappointment of people we wanted out of office. We would have seen the president being able to take accountability for the failures that his parliamentarians and his government are putting Kenyans through. That is what the Gen Z protest was about. But it was corrupted because people are selfish. And it's...
as corrupted as can be, as just as put it, we must ask ourselves, is this the culture that we want to embed in our institution and society? We must also ask ourselves, is this the leadership that we want? If you cannot be true and honest to yourself, you will never be true and honest to your neighbors. Dear Kenyans, our time has come for us. As she says, Gen Z protest happened. But trust you me, as I saw it, it never changed a thing. It never changed a thing. It doesn't matter how you're going to look at it. Ni nyani wametolewa kwa hii msitu, wamepelekwa kwa msitu nyingine. Till next Sunday, God bless you and God bless you. Keep safe, and Gatanga girls, hope you enjoyed this show.
2, 1.
Hii ina record.
Si tumemaliza?